All right, let's get right into it. We spend so much of our time and energy focused on the conflicts we have with other people, right? But what if those external battles are really just signposts, pointing us toward a much bigger, much more important journey? Well, today, that's the journey we're going to map out. From dealing with those difficult people, all the way to exploring the vast, incredible universe that exists inside of you. And we're going to start with this really powerful idea from author Robert Greene. You know that feeling of emptiness, like something is missing? He argues it might not be a sign that you need more from the world, but that you need to find more of your true self. It's a feeling that actually acts like a magnet, drawing in the very people and the very problems we think we're trying to avoid. And that's exactly our first stop. I mean, we've all been there, haven't we? Tangled up with negative people, at work, in our families, maybe in our social circles. It is just draining. But before we can really look inward, we have to understand the external dynamics that are at play. Okay, now here is a crucial way to reframe this whole problem. According to Greene, this negativity, it's not actually about you. It's a strategy. See, these individuals stir up drama to get power. They literally feed on the attention they get by making other people upset and yanking on their emotions. Just seeing it as a tactic is the very first step to disarming it. So what do you actually do about it? The most important thing is to build a kind of psychological wall. You have to remind yourself again and again, this isn't personal, it's about their history, their issues. Creating that mental separation is so liberating. It stops their drama from becoming your own. And then, going forward, this becomes your filter. You become incredibly selective about who you even allow into your inner circle. But instead of just playing defense all the time, we can go on the offense by getting way better at reading people. And this is vital, because as we're about to see, our own inner emptiness can make us incredibly vulnerable to the wrong kinds of people. Greene argues we shouldn't be fooled by charm or intelligence. Nah, the real measure of a person is their character. So how do we spot? And wow, the divide is really stark. The number one trait of a weak character, they absolutely cannot take any criticism. They are a fortress of defensiveness. They just crumble under pressure, and they blame everyone else when things go wrong. A strong character, though, is the complete opposite. They can take feedback, they're reliable under stress, and they own their mistakes. These are the people you can really lean on. And here are some more subtle clues to look for. Watch how people act when the pressure is really on. That's when the mask tends to fall off. Watch how they treat people below them once they get a little bit of power. Notice who they choose as partners. Do they pick people they can dominate? You can even watch them play a casual game. That can reveal a compulsive need to win that just speaks volumes about their character. Okay, here it is. This is the pivot. We've been looking outward, analyzing everybody else. But now, Greene forces us to ask a really tough question. If we repeatedly find ourselves drawn to these weak, narcissistic, or negative characters, what does that reveal about our own inner world? This is where the journey really turns inward. The idea here is that our attractions aren't random at all. A lot of the time, they're a mirror, reflecting something that's missing inside of us, a void that we're desperately, often unconsciously, trying to fill. Greene puts it perfectly here. That inner emptiness, it acts like a magnet. We get drawn to people whose charm or whose drama seems to fill that void. Their intense energy can feel so captivating, right? It makes us feel alive, even if it's through pain and conflict. It's like a spell, and we're just drawn right in. And this isn't just about romantic relationships either. This exact same vulnerability can lead us to follow charismatic leaders or get completely swept up in causes that offer us a ready-made purpose. If we don't have a strong sense of our own mission, we become really easy targets for someone else's. So, if the problem is an inner void, the solution isn't to go out and find a better person to fill it. The solution is to fill it yourself by discovering what you and you alone are meant to do in this world. This is the real work. So, how do we even begin? Well, it starts with questioning everything. The values, the beliefs, the goals you've been given by society, by your family. Are they truly yours? This whole process is about cutting away all that social noise until you can finally hear your own voice and get to that inner core, that essence of who you really are. And once you have that firm ground beneath you, oh, everything changes. Greene tells a story about how he knew from the age of 8 that he was meant to be a writer. That core certainty became a filter for him. It allowed him to say no to all these other career paths and distractions that just weren't aligned with his purpose. It gives you an incredible degree of certainty and focus. But finding your purpose, that's not the end of the journey, not even close. In fact, it's just the beginning. It opens the door to an even grander project, consciously expanding your entire inner world. Now, this is a really profound shift in perspective, one that often comes from practices like meditation. We tend to identify with that constant chatter in our heads. But what if those thoughts, those anxieties, those schedules, those repetitive loops, what if they aren't actually you? What if they're just phantoms, and your true self is the awareness behind all those thoughts? There's this beautiful metaphor from Vedic literature that helps grasp this idea, the inner sky. We are so fascinated by exploring outer space, right? But this concept suggests there is an equally vast, mysterious, and explorable universe right inside our own consciousness. So, how do you become an explorer of your own inner sky? Well, you can start by expanding your inputs. Read books from 1,000 years ago. Listen to music from ancient Babylonia. Study languages that have words for concepts we can't even express in English. Question everything you think you know for certain. These practices, they break you out of your limited perspective and they open up whole new worlds inside your mind. Ultimately, this journey from analyzing others to exploring ourselves, it's the most important one we can ever take. It's not about finding some final answer, but about embracing the endless, amazing process of discovery. So, the real question is, where will you begin?